In the bowl.
Yo, what do you know?
What's
Welcome
good?
to In the Bowl podcast. What's happening? First
We're
one, do
here.
a there you go. There we go. First one, do a shout out to Hustle Five Ways for hosting us. I'm your host Naz.
You got Tallman.
In the Bowl podcast is sponsored by your nation's capital very own Sisha to you. Where not only do they do private events, but they do wholesale, retail, and provide tips on how to take your hookah experience to the next level. So welcome. New year, new stuff, new ideas. Welcome to 2022. What's up, tall man? What's going on?
Oh man, not too much, man. I'm excited, man. We got our second guest today. I'm really excited about that interview and chopping it up with him. Seems like a really good dude.
Yeah. No, definitely exciting about that. I think with this being the new year, last 24 months have been crazy, and just to see folks on their grind for years, and not letting that pandemic stop it. And like they say, the pandemic has really shown whether or not you a hustler or not. Like you on that grind mission. So don't let
Exactly.
nothing deteriorate him or have him stop doing what his main mission was. And again, that's to take it to the next level. So definitely excited about this interview today. With this being the new year, obviously talk about new flavors, talk about the bowl. But before we do, we gotta do our celebratory toast.
Got to. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's not that Cowboys cup, is it?
Nah, but it's still blue and silver. You know what I'm saying? We still gotta represent. Because I think we clinching this, so we're good.
I just had to make sure. I didn't want to have to gas the pacer up and come right past your crib, man. Take
Still
that
keep the
cup.
color same. I bleed blue. That's what we do.
Oh man, it's all good. And I was waiting for you, in our celebration towards the new year to say, new year, new me. You know,
Yeah.
I know that's a common phrase that folks like to throw around, but I get it. I'm not gonna knock it though.
I mean, I
But
feel that phrase though. It's like one of those things where I guess the scary part is it's a new year. The last 2 years have been kind of crazy, but right now it's like you got with everything that's happened and everything that's continuing to happen. Like they say, time waits for no one, right? So when people say new year, new me, does that mean like you wait until, December 29th to figure out your goals? Or, do you try to continuously, like we talked a few episodes ago about every day you should be trying to better yourself, not even, get on a serious note, but it's the truth though, you know what I'm saying? So it should be something that you
yep,
should be slowly or not even slowly rolling it into the next years and figure out, all right, take it to that next level. Because remember, what you could do tomorrow, why put that off? What you could do today.
exactly. A lot of people keep just kicking the can down the road.
That's
Sometimes you
it.
just
That's
gotta
it.
do it. And I think one of my biggest pet peeves coming into the new year is that the gyms are packed. You can't get a exercise bike. You can't get on the elliptical, which I really don't do elliptical, but just saying, I mean, everybody has that thing. Hey, I'm gonna start the year off, on this good note, and things seem to, fizzle out, die out. I agree. You need to keep that same energy the whole year round. Just
Yeah.
because the calendar flips over, doesn't mean that you can't pick any date to say, all right, today I'm gonna start doing this and stick with it.
Yeah.
You don't have to have that major milestone and say, all right, well, January 1st, I'm going to start doing X, Y, and Z. Just do it, just like the pod. We've been talking about the podcast, for a while. We got
Yeah.
some advice, from somebody that said, hey, man, just come in here and do it. Here we are, X amount of episodes later, we went there and did it. And, I like how it's going so far.
Nah, definitely appreciate that. I think that's real too. I think it, like you say, just getting up and doing it, and that's why that I think that's a perfect segue to introduce Mr. Risk Taker himself, my folks, our folks. I know you heard his name a few times on the show. You know, Mr. Lonnie, Mr. Wristtaker, the
What's up with y'all, man?
owner. What's going on? What's going
What's
on?
going on, sir?
Chilling, man. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Nah, we appreciate it, man. And just the name Wristtaker, you know, we like you were just saying, like just going out there and just doing it, right? Doing it every day.
Right.
So it's like that name right there kind of speaks volume in the sense of you had a vision,
right?
You know, and I don't want to speak your story, so I kind of want to kick it off to you and let you just kind of see how you came up with that risk taking and what that means to you.
Actually, it started off as like, you know, a challenge. One of my our good friends, Dom, I came to him with an idea, and he challenged me to like prove the theory that I can do it. And it started out with like beaded bracelets and stuff like that. So like, you know what I mean? That's how I kind of like took on the challenge of I need to show that I can take something that's unique, something that the typical, you know what I mean, person around, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't wear, and you know what I mean, get them onto it and put them on to something different. And I was successful in that. And when I was successful in that, it was just like I had put a ceiling on that. So it kind of like, you know, I felt like I needed to move on to something new. And that's when it's kind of like it evolved to, you know, creating tie-dye hoodies and tie-dye garments, because that's more of my style anyway. I'm more like a modern day hippie. So yeah. So tie-dye has always been in my closet at every age group. So I remember tie-dye being in it. So I just decided to, you know what I mean, just give the world a little piece of me. And, you know what I mean, like how, you know, I want to, you know, push that. I want people to just do what they want to do. You know what I mean? Do what you love to do and stand on that. Like, I don't care what that is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You know, the same principle is the same. Just stand on it and own it and live it and love what you're doing. But it's just, I spelt it a unique way is because I feel like over my years, I talked to a lot of people that came to me with ideas, but, you know, they let fear stop them from achieving that goal. And it's like, I feel like I'm the type of person that's been through the fire enough to know that I can help somebody through. So it's like me grabbing you by your wrist and walking with you through your risk that you want to take. If you want to, you know what I mean, kind of like be around me, be in my life, you know what I mean, even wearing my garments, because, you know, my energy goes into my garments, you know, being a risk taker, even wearing it. Because if you're not a colored person, go ahead, take that risk and put it on, and I bet you it'll feel good because my energy is in it. So that's kind of like you know, how it came about. But it's been a long time, like, for it to evolve to this point, though. I started this in like 2000. The discussion was like 2014. Actually trying the bracelets and stuff was like 2015. So I've been doing this for a minute now. So I got no choice. I'm too close to quit now.
There you go. That's what's up. What they say, you know, as soon as someone thinks about quitting, you never know what door's right there, and you know what I'm saying, that's gonna blow you up, you know?
Yeah. Many a times have I seen it on small little bits. Even to get to this point, some doors had to open. But you know what I mean? Me not giving up, me keep fighting, me keep believing in myself. And using, like, because I don't want people to take on it, like, the mindset of like I don't have fears in me. Because I still do them, but I just use them as a catalyst, you know what I mean, to give me the energy to fight through. You know what I mean? So it's like the difference between fight or flight. You know what I mean? I choose to fight. So that's just, I want people to understand that, like, use those, though. Use your fears, your insecurities, your doubts that you might have, you know what I mean, to go after your dreams. Because you only got one life to live. I'm telling you now. So you better live it the way you want to the fullest. And I'm a firm believer of that.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. You know, I think we've been obviously following you over the years, and like you said, you know, you continue to grind. You made it through this pandemic, and just watching, like, I think, you know, we've all seen just the evolving, you know, and growth of Wristtaker. Like you said, you went from the wrist bracelets, from the bracelets to the charms to, you know, clothing, and you even do pop-ups. You know, you travel. You know, I know you've been across. You know, across the country, you know, with the brand, and not even that. I mean, you've done some dope stuff, man, in the sense of shit. I think you even had some luggage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's a skateboard deck right there behind me. Like I got personally made. You know, yeah. I mean, because I don't want it to just be put in a box of a clothing brand. Like it's a lifestyle brand. Like it could be anything. You know what I mean? Like risk taking and is like in anything you want to do. So I don't want to put it in a box and say this is the only way it could be presented or you know what I mean achieved with that to receive that energy. But yeah, like that's what I just want people to, you know what I mean? I just want to push the energy, yo. Do what you love, live your life and enjoy it, man. Smile and be, you know what I mean, just on a positive end of life. It's better over here. It's better like that when you're doing what you want to do. So you know what I mean? That's all I'm pushing, man. That's all I'm pushing.
There you go. There you go.
And I think you're spot on with it because one of the things I like is I was checking out your website and I liked a lot of the quotes you had on there from Tupac and from Nipsey. It was like inspirational. So so I definitely feel you when you say that a lot of things you design you put your energy into it and it shows through how you present your items. And I saw the skateboarders and the guys and the bikes. It really connected with taking risks because of course riding a skateboard some people say it's a risky activity because you can get hurt,
right?
Or doing the tricks on the bikes and things of that nature. So I mean I think that everything you're doing is really putting your whole brand together to show exactly what you just described visually. And I love it. I love it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That was, I mean, I had to learn that though. I had to learn how to organize because it's not about just, what I mean, slapping something on a shirt and just getting money for it. Like it was bigger than that for me. And like, so I gotta do it. Like I gotta touch it. I gotta feel it. I gotta put the energy in it. That's the beautiful part about all my garments. They are made by me. Like I'm trying to get some simple things done that I can do mass producing, but overall, a lot of these one-on-one pieces are made by me from scratch of being blank to add it to the color to even putting the logo or words on it. It's all from me. So I just wanted the people to understand that like you getting all of me when I make a garment for you.
So when you wake up, I mean that's deep right there. Like I said, I've seen a variety of your garments and pieces. It's like I'm gonna figure out like what is that inspiration when you wake up? Like you put your hands on all your garments, right? And we ain't even mention how you are the sneaker plug, but it's a whole nother conversation. And how you get this inspiration, and what I'm saying,
right.
Like you wake up, you come either with a quote, you come up with a design, you come up with your the tie-dye color scheme. What is that something you wake up one day and say, you know what? This has been on my mind. Let me put this down. Some people put it down on paper. Some people put it down on, what I'm saying? As you can put it down on clothing. Like, what is that inspiration? How do you get that image or thought?
For real, it's like, like my inspiration is like, comes from anything, right? It comes from now. I'm going to have more inspiration after this. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much like I can watch a movie. I can watch, people on like American Idol fighting for their dreams. And that'll motivate me. That makes me like, it's a tingle. When I see them and I look at them and I say, yo, if they can stand up in front of all them people and put their all into something and sing or do their act in some shape or form, then I shouldn't be, selfish to keep mine to myself. So it's just like a lot of them things come to me is just how I'm feeling. Like, when I feel, what I see what's going on out in the world, what I feel like need to be pushed, far as if the narrative is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I need to make sure that the right and positive, where I feel is right, and the positive narrative is getting pushed too. So, and with colors, they just come, man. Like I see, they just come from everywhere. Like most of the time coming from when I'm on a drive, going to work or just out there on the road, they just pop into my mind, and then I just got to see them now. And then I'll just try it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes them colors did not come out to what I thought they would. But, sometimes they did. And that's when I felt like, I created something right here. But, yeah, it just comes from everywhere, man. Like, every single thing. Both of you, you know what I'm saying? You're motivating me because I'm not even the type that like to do all this talking and being like on camera and stuff like that, I should say.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool with freezing there all amongst you. We can have this conversation. But now we're recording and all that. Like, you know, y'all making me step outside my comfort zone to even be on here. So I appreciate y'all for that, you know.
No, that's not a problem.
Yeah, like I'm at the point now where I'm ready to get my story out there to get, you know, push this narrative of being a risk taker and stepping out your shell.
I mean, that's perfect, and I would be remiss, you know, if I didn't compliment you on your wristwear. You know, it looks like we have something identical, okay. So I like that.
Yes, sir. Like-minded.
I like that, and Naz had mentioned the pop-up shops. You know, so how often, you know, do you do the pop-up shops, and you know, what do you like about doing the pop-up shops?
So I love them. Because, you know, you get to meet new people and you get to meet the actual people that buy your garments. You know, you get to have the conversation. They get to ask questions. They can get to see that, like, I'm just a down-to-earth, cool dude that just likes to create. I actually have few goals, like, to deal with pop-up shops. Like, I actually want to go, like, on a tour. Like, so my favorite area, I guess you can assume by the tie-dye and stuff, is California. That's my favorite area. I love it. I wish I could move over there and just never come back. But I actually want to go. I've been going over there. So I've been traveling, as Naz said. Like, I've been going over there just to catch a vibe. You know what I mean? To soak it up, to see what's going on out there on the day-to-day and see what it really looks like, the real LA. So I did LA. I stayed there a couple of days, and then I drove to San Diego, stayed there a couple of days, and compared them to. I still am a fan out of them two out of LA. And then I came back home, and then I went back out and did Oakland and San Fran just to catch a vibe. And I'm digging Oakland. Oakland is definitely dope, man. Like, so what I just, you know, that's how I, you know, soak up the energy to get a, you know, feel for what I want to do out there. So I want to do pop-up shops out there and kind of have like a Wristtakers take over LA type of thing. You know what I mean? Just go out there and get a nice little spot and just have a little kickback, you know, and bring people along. I want to be to the point where all I got to ask you to do is pay for your flight and just get the Airbnb and myself, you know what I mean? So they all just pull up. But that'll be when I get to that point and y'all get that invite, just know that your boy did what he's supposed to do from this point right here to get to that point. So when y'all get that invite, you're gonna be like, we ain't even gotta talk about it. You already know what it is.
I like it. I like it.
I'm gonna say we out.
Yeah, I just thought about it too. You know, I don't know, man. We may have to send you a couple hookahs, man, and get something on one of these hookahs, man, and have it as like one of these, you know, like a staple inside of our studio, man. Just because, like I said, man, you touch everything, man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can get one of them. I mean, because people around me, like, they hookah all day. Like, it's like, that's your thing. Y'all. I'm glad that y'all, that's something different too. I respect that. Like, I don't know nobody like that I know can call right now is doing anything like that. You know what I mean? Everybody else is kind of doing the typical thing. You know what I'm saying? For y'all to step outside the box like that, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. Y'all
appreciate that.
We appreciate
that. Y'all killing it down there in DC. So how does it really work far as, you know what I'm saying, though, like down there, y'all just rent to different parties or people can rent from y'all?
Yeah, so essentially, you know, what it is, you know, our sponsors for the Sisha to You group, what they do is they're mobile. So it's Sisha to You, right? So it's a mobile company that they got. And what they do is they ship it, they hand deliver it, but essentially, you know, start off as doing like private events. You know, they did pool parties, you know, they do the full service, and you know, did venues as well, some larger venues. And then they got into distribution, and then they got into retail, and then just making connections. And that's kind of what Hookah really is, you know. So, you know, like we had talked about the essence of the show, just casual conversation, folks kicking back, doing what they want to do, just enjoying themselves and just, you know, rapping. It's a big networking thing. So it's one of those things where, like, we bring guests on so we can network. and we can talk and connect folks together, all while, you know, enjoying your bowl.
Enjoying your bowl. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it looks good, man. It looks good on y'all.
No, we appreciate
it.
Right.
You know, so in 2021, you know, during COVID, you know, we saw, you know, a lot of people, you know, who, you know, took advantage of that time, you know, when things were shut down to, you know, kind of, you know, retool and, you know, reshape, you know, their business or, you know, their focus as to what they were doing. So in the last year, you know, what are one or two things that, you know, you did with your brand and say, all right, this is what I'm going to do, you know, going forward, and, you know, kind of put that in motion?
So we seen it coming. We thought about it, like it hit us as much as it hit everybody else, but it was just, you know, the resilience that we had to come up with to, you know, fight through. So to be honest, like it slowed down. So I had to come up with a backup plan to that. So what that backup plan was that I was going to start a print shop that actually prints other brands, garments, other businesses' garments, to try to make sure that I can even, you know, keep up with, you know, sales, orders that I might get from my brand, because it would hit like a slow time. So, you know, the orders wasn't coming in like that. So, you know, when they don't come in like that, it kind of costs me more to actually, you know, fulfill that order. So, you know, I got to maintain my life every day. So I was like, I need to come up with a way to, you know, build a safety net. And that print shop was a safety net, and actually like saved me through this pandemic, because to be honest, a lot of businesses need, you know, shirts and stuff for their employees, for their business, and they couldn't get to the bigger platforms, you know what I mean, to get their stuff you know, printed up. So that left me opportunity to you know, start something to try to get, you know, some money through this pandemic. And that's what I've, you know, been focusing on right now. Getting that rolling so that, you know, I can kind of step away from that, you know, sooner than later, so I can do, you know, focus on my brand 100% of the time right now. But for the pop-up shops is one thing, like they helped out tremendously. And just reading like the weather, right? So hoodies, you know, people want hoodies, so I dive into, you know, understanding what's going on, and just make my money through that. But, you know, at the end of the day, if I didn't, you know, look at the my situation is like, if I don't hustle, I don't eat. I don't think I would have made it through this. Like I don't even want to think about what it would have looked like. But I had no choice. You know what I mean? I'm a dad. I'm full time. My son lives with me full time. So that's my motivation. That's my reason that I gotta get through this pandemic.
Yeah, so that's deep. That's deep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. I mean, that's how you made it from there. And that's, you know, I think that's a deep point of how you made it through. Like we mentioned earlier, this pandemic has really shown people's, you know, resilience, right? And shown like you're either going to make it or you're not. Unfortunately, you know, it's one of those things where some people didn't. Some of the larger restaurant chains have not made it. Right. You know, but again, like just by what you were just talking right there, you weren't going to allow it to beat you. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so with that, I mean, I think that speaks volume in itself. And again, every day you go out there and take that risk. Like you said, man, you have a purpose behind it, and it's something you love, you know, and that's kind of with with us being in the new year, you know, and trying to figure out what tomorrow is going to look like. What you see in your 2022 and as you continue to go, and what you rolled out from 2021 to go into that, what you see?
So because now I'm taking this, not to say I wasn't taking it serious before, but taking my seriousness to the next level is what I guess I could say that. But my 2022 is going to be organizing the structure of the business. I know everything I'm doing now, far as like the creating. I made a manufacturer myself, so now I know where my stuff is getting made at. I know, what I mean, that it's getting done right because my company and me is doing it. So honestly, now that I have these resources and stuff like that, like now I feel a little bit more comfortable with like now organizing my drops. You know what I mean? Having that like on point, like down to brainstorming, mock-ups, photo shoot, a little content on what the drop is about to release date. So I need to execute that formula right there. So that's what I'll be like mainly focusing on all 2022 is just trying to make that my routine, my yearly routine. Like, cause I plan on only dropping. I'm going to get to the point where I'm only going to probably drop 3 to 4 times a year. So to do that, you gotta have, all your ducks lined up on the back end. So because that's new to me, trying to organize, like I'm not an organizer. I'm like, the person that just wants to create and everybody else do everything. But unfortunately, you got to learn both sides. In my situation. So just being able to transition into understanding that organization. But I think that's going to take some time to do it. And I think that's like fair to say for my 1-year goal is to organize this business to have a consistent routine.
That's what's up.
No, that's solid. I mean, it sounds like, you definitely have, the right, mind state, mind frame, and, know what you got to do to, get it done. And, and speaking with you and, understanding who you are and your character, I have no doubt, you're going to make it happen,
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got no choice, man. That's how I wake up every morning, man. I wake up, I ain't got no choice.
There you go. That's what's up. And we talk about the whole networking, as you say, you going in that year and figuring out both sides of the business. We talk about how we use how we work and use the hookah to, we network and we communicate. I noticed, man, you do some collabs with folks out there. You did something real dope over the pandemic. You did like a clothing line versus, and that was tough, man. That was tough, man. That was something on some completely different level to where, folks ain't know what to expect because it was a clothing line, right? But just the way y'all did that, and I noticed, you collab with folks. And, you're on that journey, yes, for yourself and what you have, but you bring people along with you, and that's what's up. So, but how'd you come up with that idea of say, you know what, I'm about to do a versus with clothing?
Actually, it was crazy because he's actually the guy, his brand is called Goon Milk, GOON Milk. So y'all can go follow him on IG. So he was an inspiration to me, to be honest. Like he went to Morgan with me. He's from the DC area. And I know him from, playing basketball. Like we built a relationship, through playing basketball on Morgan campus and all that. So after graduation, I just was watching him on IG, and I just seen him, he was printing clothes, and I was like, yo, he's like killing it down there. And I looked at that and I said, I want that. Like, I like what he's doing. He's putting his energy out there in the world, his creations, So I was like, I want that. So honestly, we just was, he taught me a little bit more about the game and got me into, the equipment I might need and stuff like that. So we just built a relationship through that. And then one day we just was like, yo, we should do a jean jacket battle. And then I was like, yo, we should just do it on live. And we was just like, yeah, that'd be fire. Yeah. And he came up with all the promotion and all that stuff when he put the Street Fighter with me on one end and him on the other end. And it was like, that was dope. Like he did all that. Like I gotta give the praise to him because I don't know nothing about how to do that, how to create the use the Photoshop as well as him. He killed that. But yeah, like we were just talking about, let's do something different. Let's go ahead and put this on, and we did it. It was dope. It was fun. It was me stepping outside the box. Even that was the beginning of it. Like, and I still went back in my shell after that because we didn't do another one, and we actually talked about actually start linking other people like down. So he would find somebody down there in that area that he might know, and I'll find somebody up here, and we'll kind of like Swiss and Timbo did. Like started putting it together. Like we might gotta revisit that. We might gotta I gotta write that down because that was actually fire. A lot of people enjoyed that. I actually short story. This is why I believe that this stuff works. Also, I'm saying, all like energy and all that, but like this type of stuff, people extending their network to each other, right? So one time after that battle, maybe a couple months later, I'm down at Ocean City Beach, and I got one of my hoodies on or something. Like one of just my, I don't know what it was, maybe just a regular tie-dye had my logo on there. And somebody, like I was walking down one of my homies, and he's like, he heard somebody yell something, and he was like, what they say? And it was like, they said, is that Wristtakers right there? And I'm like, hold on, no. What is going on here? I'm in Ocean City. Like, I know people from Delaware might, but I would know somebody from Delaware. This is somebody I don't know. You know what I mean? And they don't look like they from Delaware. They look like they from like DC, like Maryland area. And I'm like, what's up? Like, I don't know. Yeah, this is. And they was like, oh, no. I was on that live when y'all had that battle. That was fire. And they like let me know that they was They was from like the area. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I can't be. I got to get it out there. I gotta give it. That at that moment is when I was like, I really got something. Up until that point, it was like I got something, but people ain't stamped it yet. Nobody stamped it yet, and that right there was a moment where it was like, nah, this is it. This is what you're supposed to be doing.
That's tough. Like they say, you just never know who's watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may think it's going on deaf ears, but you just never know. And like we said, we've seen the growth. We've seen it. And so just you even talking about it, that's dope, man. It speaks volume.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We're definitely one of those situations where I know it sounds cliche, but this definitely started in the basement. You know what I'm saying? With a basement. And now I'm up to it, a shop and collabing with the Boys and Girls Club here in Delaware, in Claymont. I run a work study program with the teen program out there. So, I teach the teens, the aspect of making clothes through screen printing, and also mentoring them even if they want to be an entrepreneur in general. You know what I mean? Because the principle is the same. It's just the detail is different. Every career is different. But the principle to obtain that is the same. So that I can mentor them and like entrepreneurship and all that type of stuff. So yeah, like now, that's the moment that's like where it's a little harder for me too, because it's like that's me like really giving back and teaching them something. Because the cliche, they don't want to work for at McDonald's. We had to go hard. It didn't matter with us. We get it.
Yeah.
They now at this point in life, like they really are like, I ain't doing this, but I'll do something negative. You know what I'm saying? To get money, and I'm teaching them that like you can get money and do it in a positive way, and you know what I mean, and be safe and really you get the real money, the money you get to keep.
That's tough.
No,
so
that's key. Yeah. That's key, and I like that you mentioned that. That whole giving back part, because a lot of times, especially in our neighborhoods and our communities, when we give back, they see us coming from folks just like them, and just from the same neighborhoods, the same areas, or same struggles, because you can have successful individuals come to a school after school program or any other type of programs, but more often than not, it's individuals they really can't relate to. You know, so being able to, you know, reach out and talk to someone who can speak their language and, you know, understand them. I mean, that speaks volumes. And, you know, you also mentioned, you know, Morgan State. You know, I also went to Morgan State, you know, so I salute you on that as an alumni. And yeah, and one thing I always tell everyone is, you know, one of the biggest lessons, you know, I got from Morgan was, you know, how to hustle and pull things together, because nothing was given to you. You know, you had to, you know, find out how to make things happen, you know, and that's a lifelong skill set that it's invaluable, you know, to have that experience moving forward, because it helps you out in all aspects of your life.
Right. Well, number one thing I learned from Morgan, from my business orientation teacher, Tyson Bill. He said your net worth is your net worth. So, you know what I'm saying? It was always important to learn how to be a good person, to be able to network. You know what I mean? Because you never know. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who you shake hands with. So, you know, leaving a good character behind so that they'll always remember you, and you might need them one day. Because, I mean, in entrepreneurship, that's majority of the game. So that's one of the biggest things that I learned from him, and you know, in at Morgan State, is like just to make sure that, you know, you paying attention who you talking to, and you respecting everybody. Love, honor, respect everybody. My uncle would say, you don't gotta like everybody, but you gotta love, honor, and respect everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
That's tough.
That's true.
That's tough.
Right.
But yeah, so that's why I say, man, that's why I just appreciate you hopping on, man, and giving back, you know, and giving the people, just hearing what you do, you know, like I said, you know, going in, you know, as we're in this new year, you know, how can we make sure that people find you, know where you're at, follow you, you know, like, you know, let us know of where we can see you at and what that looks like.
Okay, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is WRISTTAKERSCO. That's on IG. The website is the same, Wristtakers, spelled the same way, .com. But because I told you that I'm working on, you know, doing these things properly, and we're going into the new year trying to drop I'm right now might do 2 to 3 times a year. I'm going to shut down the website so I can revamp it, bring it out. 420 will be the first official drop. So y'all might gotta figure out how we could do a collab or something like that. Definitely get some 420 shirts, because that's I got a couple ideas that I'm working on, and that'd be dope if we go ahead and collab on that. So that would be the first drop. That's when the website will be back up. It's shutting down January 1. But on IG, you can hit me if you want some custom work done. You can go ahead and just DM me, let me know your size, what you're looking for to get. You know, I'll open up all those doors, but get with me.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate it. You know, we definitely got to hit you up.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, definitely, it's always a pleasure, man, speaking with you. You know, for me, you know, and we just appreciate you joining us today and dropping some gems on the folks. So definitely, man, we look forward to continue to collabing and talking and bring you back. You know, bro. You have a drop or something, but definitely, you know, hit Mr. Wristtaker himself up.
Yep, appreciate y'all.
Indeed, and we appreciate you. And before we head out of here, you know, shout out to Sheesh to you. You know, you can follow them on IG. Also, thanks to everyone, you know, for rocking with us this week. You know, don't forget to, you know, check out the video on YouTube and subscribe. Also, wherever you listen to your podcast, you know, check us out there. You know, like, favorite, leave comments. You know, we always say if there's any flavors out there or brands or blends that you want to, you know, put us on to, you know, definitely let us know. We'll try it out and we'll give you our thoughts and our feedback on it. And last but not least, you know, we always close out with, don't forget to clean your hookahs. You know, that's imperative. You know, we're going to keep mentioning that. You know, clean out your hookahs so that way each time you smoke, you know, you get the nice, refreshing, flavorful smoke that you're looking for. Last thing you want to do is have a guest over, they take a pull, and they're about to call for belung. You don't want that. That's not the way you want to start your night off or start your weekend off. You know, clean your hookahs.
You will be the talk of the table, so just know that.
Exactly.
No, but definitely, man. Welcome. Like I said, man, it's going to be a big year this year. And as you said, you know, click, like, and subscribe.
Hustle 5 Ways Radio.